heartbreaking lunch a student ever brought that made you want to call their parents immediately? As a third grade teacher for 15 years, I've seen packed lunches that ranged from elaborate bento boxes to simple peanut butter sandwiches, but nothing prepared me for little Maya's daily routine. Every morning, this perfectly dressed girl with immaculate braids would sit down and unpack the most beautiful lunch I'd ever seen. A handwritten note from her mom on expensive, stationery, organic, everything arranged like a work of art in a pristine bento box. Even a tiny silver fork that sparkled under our fluorescent lights, but she'd just stare at it with this hollow expression, like she was looking at poison instead of food. Never took a single bite. Day after day, she'd carefully repack everything, untouched, folding the note back precisely, claiming she wasn't hungry. The other kids started whispering about it during lunch duty. "Maya never eats anything," whispered Tommy, pointing his juice box toward her table. "My mom says that's weird." I watched her get visibly thinner each week, dark circles forming under her bright brown eyes, her tiny wrists looking more fragile than flower stems. When I gently asked if she felt okay, if her tummy hurt, she'd just flash that practiced pageant smile and say in her rehearsed voice, "Mommy says I need to watch my figure for state competitions." Miss Johnson. Pretty girls don't eat too much. My heart absolutely shattered into a million pieces. This 8-year-old was literally starving herself for beauty pageants. So I started a new classroom tradition called snack sharing time for everyone, and I'd casually sit next to Maya during lunch, offering her pieces of apple or whole grain crackers. "You know what, Maya? Teachers get really lonely eating alone." I'd wink conspiratorially. "Want to keep me company while I munch on these carrots?" Slowly, so slowly, I almost missed it. She began nibbling tiny mouse-like bites when she thought absolutely no one was looking. I started packing extra fruit in my lunch bag, accidentally dropping pieces near her desk during math lessons, watching her quickly grab them and hide them in her pencil case for later. Our secret snack system became an elaborate dance of pretending. For weeks, this worked beautifully. Maya started gaining a little healthy weight, laughing more genuinely during recess instead of standing perfectly still to avoid wrinkles, but she still wouldn't dare touch those gorgeous, untouched, gourmet lunches her mother packed. Then came the dreaded parent-teacher conferences in November. Maya's mother arrived 15 minutes early, looking like she'd stepped off a magazine cover, immediately launching into detailed concerns about Maya's discipline with food portions and whether I was monitoring her eating habits properly. I took the deepest breath of my teaching career. "Actually, Mrs. Peterson, I'm deeply concerned that Maya isn't eating nearly enough food," I said as carefully as possible. Her mother's perfect facade cracked like expensive porcelain. "But she needs to stay competition ready for state pageants next month," she whispered, her voice breaking with years of buried pain. "The judges are very particular about presentation." I was just doing what my mother did to me when I competed. I pulled out my phone and showed her photos from our recent class pizza party. Maya's genuine smile while taking an enormous bite of pepperoni pizza, her face absolutely glowing with pure childhood joy, cheese stretching between her tiny fingers. "Mrs. Peterson," I said as softly as I could manage, "she's 8 years old. She should be eating pizza and growing and being messy, not competing for adult approval." That afternoon, Maya's mom sent me a tearful text message. "Thank you for seeing my daughter as a child, not a trophy. I'm canceling state competitions." The very next day, Maya brought a completely normal peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a regular brown bag and actually ate every single crumb, grinning at me proudly across our noisy cafeteria. She still does local pageants occasionally for fun, but now her lunchbox contains juice boxes, chocolate chip cookies, and most importantly, a little girl's healthy appetite for life itself.